Hi everyone and welcome to Just Love. My name is Paula and I'm here with Judy. Hi Judy.
Hi Paula, hi everyone.
Today Judy is going to define God. As human beings we have so many labels for God I won't even attempt to name them, and it can be confusing to say the least. So Judy, please share with us your definition of God.
Okay Paula, this is a big question, so I'll answer as well as I can. The ETs have several names they use for God, including Source, Oneness and The Forever. The religious concept of God has been used for millennia to control Earth plane humanity, and not always in a positive way, so I'd like to add in at this point what God is not.
Okay, that's a good start. Tell us what God is not.
God is definitely not the 3D physical male being so often portrayed in religious art as an old white-haired bearded human-looking man up in the sky somewhere.
Yes, you're always reminding us of this.
I sure am, as it's super important for people to understand this. God is not a physical being, but rather an omnipresent and omniscient universal source consciousness spanning infinite frequency bands of energy. One could say that humans have created God and the angels in their own image by portraying them in human form.
And that, I guess, is because as human beings we operate in 3D.
Yes, for sure. In reality, God is far more than this limited 3D human perception. God is neither he nor she, because God is beyond the human limitations of gender. God just is, and could be thought of as a pure, non-polarized energy source that permeates all of creation and holds everything together in oneness, the superglue of the universe in a manner of speaking, and also the zero-point energy that science on Earth is slowly beginning to acknowledge.
Judy, can you explain to us what zero-point energy is?
What science down here refers to as zero-point energy is, as far as I can tell, universal source energy, which permeates the whole universe. It's universal consciousness. The universe is made up of energy vibrating across an infinite band of frequencies, an infinite electromagnetic scale, in other words. God is this energy. In fact, the ETs refer to God as Source, and this Source energy at its highest vibrational frequency manifests as unconditional love. God energy expresses through all levels, in other words, is multidimensional or omnipresent, and all-knowing consciousness, omniscient. As a creation of God, the universe too is multidimensional. The part of this multidimensional universe that is vibrating at energy frequencies that are measurable by Earth plane science is actually very small compared with the whole. Genuine God energy can only be expressed through unconditional love, whereas religion on Earth has been responsible for the deaths of literally millions of people in the name of one God or another. This is definitely not unconditional love.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So why do you think that Earth humans have this limited 3D concept of God?
Okay, Paula, there are 3 reasons. Our ET teachers always tell us to look for 3 reasons for everything, which gets us looking into things more deeply.
So what's the first reason?
The first reason is because the God of the Old Testament was a physical 3D being, in fact a number of them. They were not gods, but rather members of a more ancient but technically advanced reptoid Earth-human species that I call the Repterrans. As well as these ones, there were also ETs coming here to carry out work as creator beings. This is why the God of the Old Testament is so polarized, on one hand passing down commandments such as thou shalt not kill, and on the other hand sending tribes of Israel out to destroy and kill the members of other tribes, including women, children and even livestock.
Yes, it doesn't make sense, and it's very polarized.
Some of these beings were positive and helpful, whereas others were controlling and divisive.
So the 2 groups were the Repterrans from Earth and the creator beings from off-planet.
Yes, they were ETs. And both groups had advanced technology that the newly created humans interpreted as miracles, such as burning bushes, manna from heaven, and chariots of fire that flew through the sky. These, of course, were really off-planet craft, but not as advanced as the ones we see today.
Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And not many people are privy to this information. So what is the second reason?
The second reason for the portrayal of God as a 3D being was, and still is, the fact that many Earth humans cannot comprehend anything beyond 3D. They just can't get their heads around God being anything other than a 3D being, and heaven being up in the sky somewhere.
It would appear that that's slowly starting to change, though, with the introduction of quantum mechanics and the like.
Yes, but even some scientists still aren't opening up to this. If it can't be proven by 3D nuts and bolts technology, then they tend to reject it. They fear losing their jobs or their funding or appearing to be what they think of as New Age nutters. Then we have the third reason.
And that is?
Fear in another form. Many humans are so controlled by fear that they need the security of a 3D father-type figure that they can relate to and call on for help. Particularly now with 4D and 5D starting to impact upon humanity. This is why so many are turning to fundamentalist-type religions. It's something tangible and 3D oriented that they can cling to in all the madness they feel surrounding them.
So, Judy, given what's going on Earth, all of the upheaval, all of the uncertainty, all of the mayhem, all of the misinformation, all of the trickery, what would you say to people who are seeking peace, love and balance? How would you guide them back into the light instead of going down fear-based rabbit holes?
Well, it's basically to understand on the deepest level of their being that God energy is within. It is not out there somewhere separate, it's within all of us. The reality is that we are all immortal spiritual beings. Our physical body is nothing more than a container for the immortal soul that is the real us. And the more we can expand our consciousness past the glass ceiling of religions and belief systems, the more we'll open up to this self-realisation. Keeping this in mind, do everything in your power to think in a positive rather than a negative way, because being immortal spiritual beings with God energy within, we create our own reality through the way we think. So not allowing ourselves to go down rabbit holes is super important. It's also important to know that these rabbit holes have been dug by the planetary controllers specifically to draw us down into fear. This is the way they disempower us.
So again, as we keep saying, it all comes down to choosing love or fear, and that's the bottom line. If you want to read more about all of this, Judy's books are available from Amazon and can be accessed through links on her website listed below. And her books are
Human by Day, Zeta by Night, followed by the Zeta Message, then Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth, Lessons in History, and my two most recent books, both Kindle editions and both also available in German, An Interview with an Alien, Comments by an Undercover ET, and Cosmic Spirituality, Blending Religion and Science in Oneness from an Off-Planet Perspective.
Thanks, Jude, and thanks everyone for listening. Please share, like and subscribe. Sending you all much love and bye for now.